going over the bell work? So 8 divided by 4, you can at least do. What is 8 divided by 4? 2. Sweet. We know that part. When we divide and there's exponents involved, who just said that? Yes. What do? You subtract them. So we have 5 minus the 2. What is 5 minus 2? You got it. So we have 2x cubed would be our answer when you subtract your exponents. Okay. So the reason for that, if we did all of our x's, so we have 5 x's on top, 3 x's on bottom. When we divide by itself, they cancel out, right? Well, I did that wrong. This should be 2. So 2 x's on bottom, 5 on the top. These two cancel out, and we're left with the 3. Okay, that's how that works out. So your shortcut is just to subtract and get that. All right, so today we're talking about parallelograms. Alright, so a definition of the parallelogram is a quadrilateral where both pairs of opposite sides are congruent and parallel. That's the Thank you. Okay. So the notation when you do this, you just have to make sure that you go in a specific order. Okay, so A, D, B, C works. A, B, C, D. You just can't go diagonal. So not A, B, D, C, because then it goes out of order from our parallelogram. Okay. So there are different theorems of a parallelogram. So parallelograms have the following properties. The opposite sides are congruent. Okay, so whatever this side is as well. Okay, the opposite angles, whoops, that's awkward. Hey, those should be the opposite angles. I mixed up the pictures. So these are the opposite angles. Those are congruent. I put the pictures in the wrong order. Okay, consecutive angles. So the angles that are next to each other, these ones right here, they are supplementary. Does anyone remember what supplementary means? Perfect. So they add to 180 degrees. Okay, and then the last thing that we need to know about parallelograms is the diagonals are also congruent to each other. Okay, so they split each other in half. They're congruent on the different parts here. All right, so we are going to find the measures of each in parallelogram L, M, and Q. So we want to find LM. So L to M is from here all the way to here. Okay, we know that opposite sides are congruent, so let's look at the opposite side. Our opposite side is 13. So LM is also 13 units. Okay. Then we want to find LP. So L to P is this half of the diagonal. Well, we know that this half of the diagonal matches the other half. They are congruent, so that would be 7 units. Okay, then we have LQ. LQ matches the opposite side, which is 8 units. And then lastly, we want to find QM, which is this total diagonal. If this half of the diagonal is 8.2, this would also be 8.2. So we would add those two together, which would be 16.4 units. Would be Q to M. Also, I don't really know why that's there, but you can cross that out. Okay. Any questions on how to find the measurements here? Okay. So, next one. We have PQRS is a parallelogram. You want to find the angle measurements. So, we want to find the measure of angle R. We know that the opposite angles are congruent. That's what we wrote down earlier. So, since P is 70, R is also 70 degrees. Angle Q is consecutive with angle P. So what do we know about angle P and angle Q? They're going to add 2. You got it. So we do 70 plus the measure of angle Q is going to equal 180. And we would solve that out. And we get the measure of angle Q equals, what's 180 minus 70? Perfect. Oops. So, angle R and angle P are both 70 degrees. Angle Q and angle S would also be 110. Okay. You guys are going to try on the guided practice, find them as best as possible, and then we'll go over them in a minute. Okay, let's go ahead and go over this together. So we want to find the measure of angle LMN, which is this big angle right here. So we have the angle over here, which is 100. What do this angle and this angle add up to? 180. So we do 100 plus angle M equals 180, which would give us 80 degrees if we subtracted the 100. Okay, so then we have the measure of angle NQL. So N to Q to L. So that big angle there is the same as angle M, which we just found, which is 80 degrees. Okay, and then the last one here, angle M and Q, would be the same as this angle over here, which was 100 degrees. Okay, and then it asks for angle LMQ, so L to M to Q, so this little angle right here. So if we know these two sides, it's a parallelogram, right? So these two sides are parallel. That means this diagonal is a transversal. So this angle and this angle are what type of angles? Alternate interior. Good. So since they're alternate interior, they're the same. So angle LMQ is that 29 degrees. Okay. So you can also get alternate interior angles in this. And alternate interior angles are congruent. That was our challenge to see how many of us got that. All right.